Welcome back to Operation Bushcraft. JD, Vinnie Mac here. I know it's been a minute, but we told you we were going to do water purification. Now, 9 times out of 10, you are not going to be walking through the woods and find a 2-liter bottle. However, the water purification we're going to teach today uses a 2-liter bottle. We're going to crush some charcoal. We're going to use some fine sand. We got some rocks and some pebbles here. Now, I have a collection pot for our water. I'm going to start with an all cotton bandana. 9 times out of 10 you find it printed on the bottom, 100% cotton. Got some jute twine I'm going to hang my bottle with because I carry jute twine everywhere because it also doubles as a fire start. You can go back, watch previous videos on YouTube under Operation Bushcraft, find our fire start videos. So, just took a regular 2-liter bottle, done marked it off. I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom off of this. Now I went just below the legs on the bottom of the jar so that you don't have anything really in your way. You have a smooth top for the most part. I mean, it's plastic. You're going to have probably some semi-jagged edges, but for the most part, give me a hand there, Vinnie Mac. Just going to take the bottom off. Don't need the bottom. I'm going to walk over here and pitch it away. I'll be right back. So, with our 2-liter bottle, we're just going to want to take and poke some holes in the side. Kind of try and get it equal across. Doesn't have to be perfect. 9 times out of 10, this type of filter, if you find a plastic bottle, you're going to put it out in the rain. I'm just going to take my jute twine in here. While I'm here getting ready to hang this, before I tie knots in it and everything else, get it hung up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to open the bandana. You can always carry a bandana, maybe an oversized bandana. You can get it wet, use it as a cooling system, whatever. Now we're going to take this, here baby, twine out of the way, bub. And we're just going to stick this down here in the bottom. Now you're going to want it to soak through the cloth, and you're going to want the cloth to stay in place. Kind of thin it out. Kind of create yourself a little bit of a funnel if you want to. Kind of a wick for it to drip off of. Then we're just going to put that cotton bandana down in the bottom. So you can see this. What's up over there? Oh, that's it. Now I'm just going to tie a simple, rudimentary, average weight, everyday double knot. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be able to hold the weight of the water and things you're going to put into it. Now, just a regular collection pot. Nothing in it, nothing special. It's empty. And we're going to use that to collect any water we have. Now we tell you all the time that we do this the hardest way possible. We set ourselves up for failure. Using regular, ordinary, everyday tap water. I'm going to use a gallon at a time, and we're going to let it filter. And whatever it filters is what you're going to see. We're not going to take anything away from it. We're not going to add anything to it. It's just average, ordinary tap water. Because as I said, if you're out in the wild, if you're out in the woods, and you're filtering water, it's going to be rainwater. So we just ran some water out of the tap. It's not bottled water. It's not pure water, anything like that. We're going to see if we have residual from charcoal, pine needles, sand. We're going to see how well this filters. We're going to do a couple of videos on water purification to show you some of the ways. The next thing we're going to do is crush some charcoal. Yes, I have notes because I've never done this before. So we'll see as we go. We'll make some room, bud. Leave the hatch. Now, when you make a fire for heat, or you're out there cooking, if you use wood, you're going to have charcoal. And you just want to crush this up. Now once you get the charcoal off and you start getting down to wood, you want to rotate your wood around. You want to use just the charcoal. And this bigger charcoal, you just want to crush it up into finite pieces. You want to leave some chunks of charcoal, but you're going to want some charcoal. And you're just going to crush that charcoal up off there. Your charcoal is where your carbon's at. Most of your homemade water filters that you buy in the store, they're going to have some sort of carbon filter. And the more your charcoal's been burned, you can see I'm breaking this apart pretty much with my hands. You are going to get dirty. Now any residual charcoal you have after you get your charcoal all crushed up, you're going to take your water filter, pull that off the hook for me, bub. Alright, hold that out of the way. Now as I said, you're going to want to pack this charcoal down. Let's see if we got enough here. I've got some finer charcoal and I've got some intermediate charcoal. I can't go run over there and grab my fire stick from last night, would you?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll shake this down for a minute. I sent Vinnie Mac over to get me my fire stick from last night. Mama J, she made us some burgers on cast iron skillet. I'm just going to go ahead and mash this down so we got room. Make sure it's all in there. Make sure that we're working that filtration part of the water filter. So, probably need a little bit more charcoal. Hold that for me. Now, me personally, I would say that you can never have too much charcoal because, like I said, it's going to pack down, it's going to wet down. And you guys always get to see this firsthand. You get to see what we're going through and what we're doing so that you learn just right along with us, you know. I'm gonna make sure that bandana is all covered up. And that charcoal's in there. No special tools, just what I got around. That looks about right. So set that off to the side, hold on to that finger tonight. Now, just remember the processes. I am going to go to my notes. Okay, we got the charcoal. Next is the fine sand. Now, as you notice, we've got the bandana to about here. We've got the charcoal to about here. So we're going to do another layer of just sand. I'm just going to grab handfuls of sand. You can find sand if you go to an area that has a beach, if you gather finite sand off the roadside, whatever it be. Now I'm going to cover up this charcoal with this sand. That's about how it should be. And that looks like a pretty decent amount of sand. Let me have that stick, bud. So we've got our sand, we've got our charcoal, we've got our bandana. We're just going to pack this down. Now, we're going to add some small rocks. Water over rocks is also kind of a filtration. So we're just going to... Vincent went out while he was doing his cross-country thing, which if you check out Operation Bushcraft on Facebook, it's not perfect, but it's there. Our image is on his track team jersey. Go ahead, tell him about that.
Well, we wanted to sponsor the cross-country thing, which I do. I like to run. I like to be out in nature, so that's one of the reasons why I went to cross-country.
Where you went when you got your shirt?
Oh, where I got the shirt from was from the school itself, but we actually went to a camp and had a whole bunch of fun there, and that we sponsored them. It made it free for all the kids that were doing the cross country. It was quite fun. The logo is on the back of the shirt. It's our summer shirt for the kids that trained all summer, which is hard work.
Yeah. Okay, so we got about another quarter layer of pebbles in here, rocks, because you want that water to go over the rocks. Trying to finish that off. So now we have small rocks, pebbles, things of that nature. So you can see that's going to be pretty heavy with all them rocks and that sand and that charcoal in there. And I'm going to have some room at the top, but the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off with just some pine needles. Help filter that water through that brush. Get that all in it. Now we've got our entire water filtration. I put a pocket at the top because I'm getting ready to fill this up with water. Now, everything you see here is what we got. So, as I told you, gallon of water, old sweet tea pitcher, not a sponsor. Don't pay attention to the name. Try and keep it off camera. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to start filling it up with a gallon of water. Oh, dump that out, Benny Mac. Oh, tilt it sideways, get it all out of there. Show them it's empty.
It's empty now.
Alright, put it back underneath there. Here we go. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you squeeze this, it's full of water. can see if I squeeze this where the water's at, and it's already starting to filter out through the bottom. Pull them pine needles out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more water. That's alright. We're just going to let this trickle and filter. It looks like it's doing pretty good. Grab that pine needle out of there. Now, if you look, it's already filtering out. Now, you can't just let this sit out in the rain and filter at one time. With this type of filter, you're going to want to run that water through 2-3 times to get truly pure water. Now the water's still right about here, so we're just going to let that trickle down. And like I said, you know, when you're out there in the woods or the wilderness or the wild, you're not necessarily going to have a 2-liter bottle. You're not going to be able to set this up in a day unless you made your fire and you found your rocks. You saw it took 10-15 minutes. Once you have everything. Now, water purification, water filtration is one of those things that it just takes some time. And there's many ways to do it. You know, I would say the safest way to do it is to boil it. You know, that's going to be probably your safest way, is to boil your water. You know, that cotton bandana is going to filter out a lot of it, but you look at the clarity of this water, and now I'm filtering that water. If you look, it's got a little bit of a yellowish tint to it. And that's going to be from washing off your sand, washing off your charcoal, washing off your rocks. I mean, we're still right here at the pine needles, and we filtered maybe almost a half a gallon, but it's a slow going process. Now, me personally, when I see that, and I mean, granted, it's a metal pot and there's sunlight in it. Maybe that's what's making it a little yellow, because it don't look yellow out of the sunlight.
Yeah.
Looks pretty clear. But we started with tap water. You know, if you're filtering rainwater, if you got a couple of these set up, I mean, really, how much water is this going to give you? I mean, yeah, you can set it out in the rain, you can have a collection pot, but I mean, we're still right here on the water level. I've still got a half a gallon of water. So unless it's raining, like really raining, and you've got like 5 or 6 of these and 5 or 6 collection pots, it's gonna be something. So you gotta ask yourself, you know, how am I gonna get fresher, cleaner water? I mean, yeah, you build a filtration system, and yeah, that's a pretty neat trick for the most part. I mean, it's filtering it pretty good, but I mean, do you find a way to boil water? How do you filter it if you get it out of like a stream? How do you filter it if you set containers out? You got your canteen cup or your water bottle. You know, there's going to be some more tricks and some more tips come up on how to do stuff. But for the most part, you want to go get a glass, Winnie Mac, or two? A couple little plastic glasses?
Yep. You want plastic or do you want clear glasses so they can see?
Yeah, grab the glass glasses.
Can you lift the strings up like this so they can see it dripping down?
I got you, Mama Jack. I mean, it is filtering it out, slow but sure.
There we go.
Now I'm not going to make y'all sit here and watch me filter a whole gallon of water, but I am going to show you the difference today. Now you can see where it got darker. You can see where I wet them pine needles down. So it filters it pretty quick, even through that charcoal. That charcoal is what's going to remove all your impurities. That sand is going to help to filter them rocks that water's running over. I mean, it all helps, but I mean, are you really going to go out there and just scoop some water out of a pond and run it over some rocks and some sand? Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on how thirsty you truly are. Totally up to you. Kind of really depends on the individual. Now, a couple of statistics, a couple of things you may not know. The average human being in their life consumes up to 82,000 gallons of water. The average human being. You say, I don't drink water. You drink soda, it's got water in it. Cook your food. Steam some vegetables, it's got water in it. You drink coffee, it's got water in it. Everything you do is going to have water in it. Now you're also going to need water to boil your clothes, so you're not going to want yellow, brown, stained clothes, even out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you probably wouldn't care, but you're probably going to want clean water, you know. And what about kids, babies, formula, making rice or cooking leeks or boiling orange daylilies or frying up orange daylilies and you don't have any oil, get a little bit of hot water. Now, Vinnie Mac's got me some clear glasses. Since you can see that this is just clear water, do we have another one of these?
Yeah.
Go get one of those. I want 2 clear glasses. I want them to see the difference.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
This one was smaller, so I was like, I didn't know.
No, you're fine. So that's still, again, pretty full. I didn't think it was very low. But I am going to filter this water for a minute and get some water filtered out through here. Now the nice thing about this is I pulled that bandana out to make a little bit of a wick. It could help you to wash your hands with that little bit of trickle. Now, it's about half a gallon gone. I'm just going to pour it in this glass. Because like I said, I ain't going to make you watch me filter a whole gallon. Now that's the water that we got out of the tap. Average, ordinary, everyday water out the tap. Do me a favor, pull them pine needles out of there.
I can stop it by putting my finger on there.
No, I don't want your finger on there. Watch yourself. Hold that right there. No, by the string. Don't squeeze the bottle. Just let it drip. Now, I don't know how much water I got here. Put it back on there. Now I want you to look at that. This is water I filtered. This is water I got out of the tap.
It does have a yellowish tint.
It does have a little bit of a yellowish tint. But the thing about it is if this were rainwater, or this were running just over everything, swallow it, you can't taste it. If you really want it to hang on your taste buds, you want to spit it out. So do me a favor, take a sip of that, swish it around your mouth, get a taste for it. Spit it out when you're ready. Make sure you get a taste for it. Now give yourself a second. Got kind of an earthy, rocky taste to it.
Yeah.
Now taste this water. Mind you, it's all the same water we're tasting here. It's all out of the same jug. When you're ready, spit that out. Not much difference.
No.
You're going to have a little bit of a rocky taste, a little bit of a charcoal taste. I think that's where the yellow comes from. Mama J,
Yeah.
do me a favor. Come here a minute. Just leave the camera running.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to taste this water.
I'm good. Undo the camera. I'm good.
Mama J's going to do the camera. Betsy Pops, you want to taste?
Oh, man.
Do me a favor. Swish this one around your mouth. Taste that water. And then just spit it out off to the side. Get an honest, non-biased view.
Okay.
Now taste the regular water.
To me, this water is like coming through a garden hose that's warm.
Okay.
But other than that, they're both light. Either one would be refreshing, it being cold.
If you were thirsty enough, would you drink that glass?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to hear. Now, as I was saying, the average individual consumes 82,000 gallons of water a year. Now, you're not going to want to bathe in a muddy stream or do anything like that. And if y'all are following me on YouTube, I've got fire start for days. I haven't used a match or a lighter to start a fire in probably 6-8 months, you think, Vinnie Mac?
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you've been here doing this for 4 to 6 months, pretty solid yourself. Carry a lighter, use a match?
No.
No. So we got plenty of fire starter. Water purification, we're going to go through a couple of different videos. This was how to build your filter. Like I said, you want to cut it in quarters. You want to do your bandana, your charcoal, your sand, your rocks. You want to top it off with dry grass. We use pine needles. You can use pine needles. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. And you saw me layer it. You saw me filter the water. I mean, you can put it out in the rain. You don't have to use a gallon jug of water. I did it just to expedite the process because it's a pretty nice day out. As I said, you know, we set ourselves up for failure. We'd never done this before. So we figured we'd bring you along. Operation Bushcraft going to show you how to make a water filter. Show you how to filter some water so you could drink it. I keep going back to this and I keep saying it again and again and again. And it's highly important that the average human being consumes 82,000 gallons of water in their lifetime. Up to 82,000 gallons of water every human being consumes in their lifetime. Now that's food, that's things you drink, that's beverages you make. There's water in everything. And if you got elderly people or younger people, they're going to need more water, you know, as they're coming up. And like I said, there's going to be a couple of more water there it is. There's that normal human stuff. water filtration videos coming up. Like I said, we're not perfect. We set ourselves up for failure. I think this was a success because, in all honesty, behind the glass, you can see them scissors.
I can almost see them clearer through that glass.
Clearer?
Yeah.
More clear
More.
than here.
There looks. Are you on a flat edge on that one?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm holding my hand right at the glass.
Okay, I see like 3 sets of scissors. I see a single, maybe a double because of refraction, but it's more clear through the yellow tinge than the white.
So you would say that this water is more clear than this water?
Yes.
Even though this has a tint to it?
Yes. To me.
Now, to each individual, there's their own opinion. You guys can do the videos for yourselves. You can look at it for yourself. There's going to be probably 1, maybe 2 more water purification videos, because in all honesty, the safest bet, and I'll tell you this in every video, the safest bet is to boil your water, okay? Get it to a rolling boil, let it cool, filter it through something. I mean, if you've got to take a bandana and put it over your cup and filter it through a bandana, filter it through a bandana. Build you some sort of mock water purification if you want, because you never know. You never know when you're going to need some sort of tool that's going to help you survive. And you know, I go back to this all the time. I do a lot of camouflage. Camouflage fits everybody. It's for everybody. It's about everybody. I don't care where you come from, what you do, what your sexual orientation or preference is, what religion you practice. I care that you survive. Cut and dry. And if you can find a plastic container in the woods and you can just do it in quarters to make a water filtration system to where you can have drinkable water, you know, again, if you got to make a fire to have crushed charcoal, boil your water. Save the charcoal, make the filtration, boil the water. If that makes you feel better. Life is 90% what happens to you, 10% how you react to it. And I mean, in all honesty, I know why it's yellow. I know why it's yellow. Got a stick. Taste this again, TV, and tell me why it's yellow. Did you taste it? Did you get it?
I don't know what that is.
I do. I know why it's yellow. Y'all are gonna recognize it as soon as I say it.
Tastes like soap.
It does taste like soap. Where would you get soap out of everything there?
Bottle.
No,
The rag.
the bandana. The bandana was laundered. So if you're going to use an all cotton bandana, make sure that you thoroughly rinse it out. Make sure that you don't have any soap. So I suggest you go out and you get you a bandana, brand new, rinse it out in really hot water, wring it out, let it dry. Don't use any soap. That's why I have a yellow tint, because without that soap, this water would be as clear as this water. Now granted, it's coming out of the tap, but if it were rainwater, I'd still have the yellowish tint because of the residual soap in the bandana. Although, we've all drank it. I mean, so we learn as we go around here. That's just how we do it. But that's why the yellow tint. And I didn't taste it till the second time around, but there is soap in the bandana. It's residual soap. So there's something to think about. Get you a clean bandana, put it in a plastic bag, stick it in your bug out bag, stick it in your survival backpack. Don't use it. Get it, boil it, let it dry, fold it up, get all the excess dyes and whatnot out of it. That's why I say boil it in hot water. So if you get a red bandana and it comes out light red, pink, get the dyes out of it. Boil it 2 or 3 times, dry it, and put it up. That's the one thing that, you know, nobody tells you, and that's why I tell you guys all the time. We do it the hardest way possible. We learn from experience. We learn as we go. We're not perfect. That being said, I'm not going to filter any more water because eventually all the soap's going to come out of the bandana, and that's why we have the yellowish tint, it being clear. But we learn, and we let you know. So, as I said, a couple more water purification videos. Make sure you boil your bandanas. I'm going to boil my bandanas from here on out. I'm going to put 2 or 3 up. I mean, you never know. You can always make a water filtration system. If you find a big can, you punch a hole in the bottom of it. You layer it in sections. You're not going to filter much water, but you might get a glass. And in the next couple of videos, there'll probably be 2, definitely 2, maybe 3 more videos on water filtration. But the main process here is, remember, boil your bandanas, get the dye out of them. Boil your bandanas brand new, get the soap and the dyes and everything out of them. Use a fresh bandana that has never been laundered, because you get this residual yellow tinge, which is laundry soap. I didn't taste it till the second time around. Till next time, remember, it's not if,
It's when.